Theatrephonic presents Dead Medieval Princess. Written and directed by Vivi Bayliss.
So, although he never reached the pinnacle of his ambition by claiming the Portuguese throne, the influence of Infante John, Duke of Valencia de Campos, should not be underestimated. Although there was a short period where he resided in Beda after killing his first wife, he quickly regained power at the heart of the court and maintained a legacy as an excellent knight, skilled in riding and hunting.
Wait, what did he just say?
Shh! I need these notes. I missed the last lecture.
No, the bit about his first wife.
As much as they existed, were impacted and affected by the issues in other kingdoms, such as John of Gaunt's invasion into Portugal. I want to see evidence of this interconnectedness of the medieval world in your essays, which are due in 2 weeks. My office hours are on Thursday if anyone needs support on them. Otherwise, I will see you all in our next class.
Kate, are you okay? You barely made any notes at the end of that.
No, what was he saying about John's first wife?
That he had to live outside of Portugal after he killed her?
And that he basically walked right back into the inner circle almost straight away?
Yeah. I guess he had too much inside info to risk alienating him fully.
No, you don't get it.
Get what?
Where was the trial, the accountability?
Dunno. If you're interested, go see Castor in his office hours. I'm sure he'll tell you.
Yeah, I might just do that.
Come in.
Hi, Professor.
Kate, how can I help?
I had some questions about the lecture the other day.
On the dynastic struggles of medieval Iberia?
Yes, specifically about the Infante John. I was wondering if you could recommend some reading.
Of course. Anything in particular? What's the focus of your essay?
About his wife and his personal life. I want to show how the personal and the political merged during this era.
Oh, interesting. If you look at Freire in translation, that's probably a good starting point. And don't forget to include some figures from outside the region. It's a comparative essay.
Of course. Thank you.
Not at all. I look forward to reading it.
There have been renewed efforts to increase measures ensuring the safety of women as the nights get darker. Campaign groups are calling on Parliament to introduce harsher sentences for crimes motivated by misogyny, and numerous cities are expanding volunteer buddy schemes for late-night travel. However, the question remains as to whether these methods will achieve large-scale change or are merely short-term responses that avoid the root cause.
Oh, this is driving me mad.
Keep it down, Kate. It's that grumpy librarian on tonight, and I could do without her noticing me. I've got at least £10 in overdue fees.
Sorry, I'm just really fed up with this.
Still not found anything on his wife?
No, not one paper mentions anything about her life or any repercussions. The best I can find is that their wedding was a secret.
Maybe there's nothing to find.
But there should be, that's my point. There should be a record of an arrest.
He fled to Beira, remember?
Or a trial in absentia.
Were they doing those back then?
Or just something to show that they tried to pursue justice, but I can't find anything at all.
Hey, if those records exist, they're probably in the basement of some old library in Portugal. Can you read Portuguese?
No.
Do you have time to go to Portugal before we have to hand this in?
No.
Then maybe it's time to find another angle for your essay.
Yeah, I guess. I still don't like it, though.
You know. Hey, maybe you can do a PhD and go to Portugal then?
Can you imagine that? Hi, I'm Dr. Kate Thompson, and I specialise in one dead medieval princess.
Do you need to tell people she's dead if she's from the Middle Ages?
And this is why I won't be getting the PhD.
Glad that's settled. Right. One more hour of proper work, and then we'll get pizza on the way home.
Deal. You wanted to see me, Professor?
Yes, Kate, come in. I wanted to talk about your essay.
Is there a problem?
It really isn't up to your usual standards. I was quite surprised. Did you have any issues writing it?
No. I was actually quite proud of it.
Your analysis is quite narrow and unbalanced. You've spent more than 2 paragraphs on the death of Duke John's first wife, which really isn't a hugely significant moment in his career.
I bet she thought it was pretty significant.
Perhaps, but the essay wasn't about her.
Maybe it should have been.
I beg your pardon?
Maybe Maria Teles de Meneses deserved more recognition. She was murdered and her killer faced almost no consequences.
Did you do the reading I suggested?
Yes.
Then you know many believe he was manipulated into it by Queen Leonor.
So there are more people who avoided accountability. It doesn't exonerate him.
No, of course it doesn't. But this essay doesn't ask for a moral judgment. And because of this focus, you haven't fully answered the question, so I can't give you more than 50%.
I think we should be asking different questions.
When you're writing the course, you can decide that. Or possibly this is a topic to explore in your dissertation, if you can find someone to supervise you.
Well, thank you for the feedback.
Hey, you're late. Did you get stuck on campus or something?
Castor wanted to shit all over my essay to my face.
He didn't fail you, did he?
No, I scraped a 2-2, but still, he didn't hold back.
What did he say?
Some rubbish about it being unbalanced and not answering the question.
What does he know? It's not like he wrote the course, or dedicated his life to it or anything.
Oh, I know.
Doesn't really matter what he thinks anyway. He's still passed you, and his module's only worth about 6% of your grade, so who cares?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And we get to start on the Crusades next term, which is much more exciting.
Oh yes, a series of pseudo-religious wars that achieved nothing.
Hey, that is not true. In the 4th one, the Italians stole a load of stuff from Constantinople.
Of course, my mistake. Clearly a resounding success.
Exactly.
What have you been up to this evening, while I've been hearing about what a failure I am?
I went round to Monique's for a bit.
Oh yeah? How's she doing?
She finally split up with her boyfriend.
Woohoo.
I know, right?
I never liked him.
Me neither.
So, what was the final straw?
Apparently, she got a message from one of the girls he was cheating on her with.
There was more than one?
Once a cheater, always a cheater. Anyway, one of them messaged her with screenshots from a group chat he had with his boys. And they'd been saying some pretty gross things.
Like what?
Like sharing. Apparently their jokes were pretty graphic.
Honestly, some man.
I know, right? It's disgusting.
And I bet that useless boyfriend didn't defend her at all.
No, I think that was what upset her enough to call him out on it.
Well, it's not a nice thing to find out, but good for her for finally sticking up for herself.
Exactly. She's so much better off without him.
We should take her on a girls' night out. Celebrate her newly found self-respect.
Great idea. And a good way to keep ignoring the mounting piles of coursework.
Oh God, don't remind me.
Forget about Castor. Come on, I'll put the kettle on.
Hi, Professor Macrides?
Hello,
Kate.
Kate, how can I help?
I was hoping to talk to you about a possible dissertation topic.
Of course. I'm always keen to hear what students are considering.
Well, I'm interested in Maria Teles de Meneses.
Ah, interesting. Have you been studying with Professor Castor on the Medieval Europe module?
Yes, exactly.
Good. Maria Teles is an interesting choice, a generally overlooked figure. What angle were you hoping to take?
Oh, I'm not sure yet, but I know I want it to be about her. Like you said, I think she's overlooked.
I see. I think there's some potential in using feminist historiography to re-examine this period, if that sounds good to you.
Definitely.
Great. Well, you'll need to do some more reading to refine your focus, but I'd be happy to supervise a research project in this area.
Amazing, thank you.
You're very welcome. Come back in a few weeks and we'll see where we're up to.
Will do.
Hey, you haven't been feeling ill over the last few days, have you?
Not especially, no. Why?
I ran into Monique on my way in, and she ended up in the A&E on Sunday.
What? Was the hangover that bad?
She reckons she got spiked.
Seriously? Oh God, poor thing.
I know. It must have been awful. But you seem pretty far gone too. Are you sure you weren't spiked at all?
I don't think so. I mean, I felt pretty rough the next day, but not much worse than normal and nothing since, so...
Well, that's good.
Although I did have a tactical chunder in the club toilets during the night. Maybe there was something in my system and I threw it up.
Oh God, that would have been lucky.
I always thought that bar was so safe.
Me too. And apparently the bouncers did nothing to help.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
It just makes me not want to go clubbing ever again.
Same. How can you enjoy a night out when you're worried that you could get drugged at any second?
She reported it to the police. But it probably won't lead to anything.
Oh, I hate the world sometimes.
Me too.
So at least Monique was safe. And she's feeling better now?
Exactly. She had a lucky escape.
You don't think it could have been her ex, do you?
Do you reckon? I mean, I know he was a piece of scum, but still, would he really want to put her in danger?
I wouldn't put anything past him.
Don't say anything to Monique, though. No use putting ideas in her head when there is no way of finding out.
No, you're right.
We're gonna all go and hang out at hers on Saturday night. Understandably, she doesn't really feel like going out clubbing.
No, neither do I, to be honest.
We'll have a cozy night. Just the girls and maybe a takeaway.
Sounds great.
I love learning about the Mongols, but why does Lenny give us so much reading? He will not be my favourite tutor for long if he keeps that up.
I know, and it's not like the Mongol Empire existed for a long time. How much is there to write about?
Kate, how's the dissertation going? Have you stuck with your interest in John and Maria?
Yes, I think it's going really well.
Excellent. Who's supervising?
Professor Macrides.
Oh, wonderful. I'm sure Janet will guide you through that subject matter very well.
Yes, hopefully.
Well, I'm glad it all worked out. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Are you that far ahead on your disc?
No, I lied. It's going terribly.
What? What do you mean?
I'm at a complete dead end, and Macrides keeps trying to get me to widen my analysis. All of this time they say we should be specific for feasibility.
Well, maybe they weren't expecting anyone to pick just one historical figure from the 1360s.
Oh, please. People have made whole careers out of less than this.
Okay, so what evidence have you got so far?
Well, that's the problem. There isn't a lot. You know how they never properly documented women's lives in the Middle Ages?
Bloody patriarchy.
I know, right? I've got evidence of her existence and some of her activities because she was noble born, but there's so much missing from the record. She hasn't even got her own Wikipedia page.
This is starting to feel like a losing battle.
No, I can make it work.
Fine. Let's start at the beginning.
Okay, so Maria is the sister of Queen Leonor. She was married to John, who is half-brother of Leonor's husband, the king. John's sister, Beatrice, is her boss, so she's at court because Beatrice is also a half-sibling to the king.
God, these medieval monarchs like to intermarry. Doesn't half make it complicated.
Now you see why I've got their family tree on my bedroom wall.
You're getting weirdly obsessed with them, but go on.
I haven't found anything yet to suggest she did anything special at court. The next time she really shows up in the record is her death.
And remind me of that.
Her sister sees her husband as a threat to the throne. They're a popular couple, so she convinces him Maria is cheating on him, and then he stabs her.
And this is everything that you have to work with?
Yes.
For a 12,000-word dissertation?
Yes.
Are you insane?
Heading in that direction.
Well, at least you can say you care more about your dis. I'm really starting to regret picking the 100 Years' War. It's not nearly as exciting as it sounds.
Come on, let's go and get our stupidly overpriced coffees and head to the library for a good cry.
The third-year lifestyle. Kate, come on or we'll be late.
Hang on a second.
Seriously, it starts in 10 minutes. I made placards for us. Even though you promised you'd help.
Yeah, I don't think I can come.
What do you mean?
I've got to work on my disc tonight.
But Kate, this protest is important.
I know, but so is my work.
Don't you care about women's safety or your own safety? You can work on your disc later or any other day.
Of course I care, but I have a meeting tonight and I can't miss it.
But we promised Monique we'd be there. She really needs us tonight, after what happened the other week. Did you forget that it was tonight?
No, I didn't forget. But this meeting is with a Portuguese translation expert to go over some text in the original language.
Wait, so you booked it knowing it clashed with the protest?
I had to. It was the only time that the translator could talk to me, and if I don't get these texts in English, I can't tell if they're useful.
You mean you don't know if they're useful?
Well, if I could tell that, I wouldn't need a Portuguese translator now, would I?
And you're blowing off the protest.
I'm not blowing it off.
Fine. I guess this issue just isn't that important to you.
It's not like that.
I'll tell Monique you couldn't make it.
Amber, you know that's not what I meant. But I've got to get this done.
Whatever you say.
Oh God, the translator will be calling any minute.
Hello, Kate. Right on time. Do come in.
Hi, Professor.
How do you feel your dissertation is going so far?
It's been slow going, but I'm hoping that if I just keep getting words on the page, then I'll have something to work with and refine.
Well, I read through the latest chapter you sent through, and I have some notes for that refining process.
I know it had a few gaps in it, but that's because the articles I'd translated didn't have as much detail as I thought they would.
I couldn't fault your depth of research, Kate. You've probably found almost everything there is to find on Maria Tellez.
Thank you.
Yet the problems are more structural.
Oh, I see.
Your dissertation is quite bare bones right now, and it essentially reads like a biography. Given that you've exhausted most options for information, specifically on Maria, it looks like there isn't enough content available to make this a viable avenue for your research.
Really?
What I suggest is that we take what you've done so far and use it to show the impact her death had on Portuguese dynastic struggles and the motivations that led to it.
I suppose.
You don't sound convinced.
It's just that the more space I dedicate to her killers, the less focus I'm giving to her, and that isn't why I chose this topic.
This is quite a common occurrence in academia. We begin researching one idea, and it gradually shifts onto a different but related path in response to the evidence we find.
I understand that, but writing about the impact on John's ambitions just feels like her murder is getting sidelined. Again.
Kate, what's the outcome here? What are you hoping will happen?
I don't know exactly, but I do know that this was an injustice and I want to fix it.
I don't see what you can do. This was 700 years ago. You can't put him on trial. He can't be sent to prison.
No, but...
What does justice look like for you on this?
It just really annoyed me that he killed a woman and is barely treated as a footnote in his list of accomplishments. And she's literally only known for being married to him, to her murderer. It's not fair.
OK, I understand. You're not exposing him, though. The crime is already common knowledge among historians. The best you can do is argue for a reframing of his legacy to acknowledge this, and for that you need to shift focus and devote much more of your research to him and contextualising the act.
But then I'm just writing about him again.
I see your conflict, but I recommend this as the best course of action.
What if I can find something else? Let me rewrite the first paragraph, and if it's better, then I can keep going with my current angle.
It's your work, and you have to be happy with the outcome. But the submission deadline is only a few months away, and your dissertation will make up a large portion of your final mark.
I understand.
I'll see you again in a few weeks, and I'll keep reading whatever you write. But I do hope you'll take my advice.
I'll send you a redraft by the 10th.
Fine.
Bum, bum. If you are enjoying Theatrephonic, we would really appreciate your support. By donating to our Patreon, you can help us produce more frequent episodes as well as more additional content. And by signing up to our Patreon, you will gain instant access to ad-free episodes, blooper reels, and Q&A sessions, as well as the opportunity to watch live recordings and name a character in a play. Visit patreon.com/Theatrephonic for more information. That's patreon.com/Theatrephonic to get more of what you love.
Bum, bum.
Hey, did you remember to get some more milk on the way back? Amber? Hey, is everything... Oh my god, what happened?
Hey,
Hey, sit down, it's okay. You're safe now. Just take a few deep breaths, okay? In, and out, and again. One more. Okay, it's better. Now, tell me what happened.
I was walking back from campus and there was a group of guys on the pavement as I turned the corner, and they started calling out and whistling stuff, and I just tried to ignore them, but they wouldn't let me pass, so I tried to cross the road and...
It's okay. Take your time.
And one of the guys grabbed my arm and said, "Not so fast." And I said I just wanted to get home. And he said something like, "I bet we could have a lot more fun." And all the others laughed.
Oh my god.
So then I pulled out my safety alarm and set it off, and he let go. I just ran away, but I think I dropped my alarm on the road somewhere.
It's fine, don't worry about that. The important thing is that you're safe now.
But what if they followed me?
They still can't get you in here.
God, I am such an idiot.
Oh, no, you're not. Don't say that.
If I had just...
Hey, none of this was your fault.
I didn't even get the milk.
I'm sure we can survive on black tea for one night. Oh my gosh, you're shivering.
Yeah, I guess I am a bit cold.
It's probably the shock. Look, go and take your makeup off and wash your face. I'll stick the kettle on, and we'll try and forget about what happened.
Okay. Thanks, Kate.
Anytime, honey. Hey, I just remembered we got some green tea. We're saved.
And then I just ran straight home.
And what time was this?
Around 8, maybe.
And why didn't you call the police at the time?
Because she was upset.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you can do?
Do you have an address for any of these men?
Well, I think they live around the corner, at least one of them.
But no names?
No.
And no physical descriptions?
I think that they were, around 6 foot, most of them, and...
It was dark. We said they're there all the time. Can't someone go and check one night?
I'll put in a request for a patrol in the area and make a note of any related activity.
And that's it?
What were you expecting? A personal guard to escort you round town? It can never be entirely risk-free walking alone at night.
I know that, but...
Are you sure you didn't encourage them in some way?
No, I would never.
How dare you ask her that?
All right. No need to get emotional.
Don't call me emotional. You're victim blaming.
It's my job to...
To what? Traumatise young women looking for help?
Kate, let's just go. We've told them everything we can.
We'll let you know if there's any progress, but I wouldn't hold out hope.
Of course you wouldn't. Come on, Amber. God, that guy was such a dick.
It doesn't matter. Don't know what I was expecting anyway.
Still doesn't excuse the way he treated you.
No. Thanks for sticking up for me.
Anytime.
Let's get home. I'm shattered.
Yeah, of course. Hey, here's your charger.
There you are. I've been saving this seat for ages. I don't think I could hold it that much longer. The freshers are circling.
Oh no, I'm not staying.
What? Why not?
I'm going to check the archives in the city library for more info on Maria Tellus.
You haven't finished your research?
I need more. If I can't get a fresh angle to sort out my disc soon, I'll be done for.
Kate, maybe it's time to accept that you just can't write about Maria and to take whatever advice Macrides can give you.
But
I know you're really passionate about your topic, but it's just not worth failing your degree over.
I can't fail her, Amber.
She died.
She was murdered.
700 years ago, and you're not failing her. Her husband failed her. You're driving yourself crazy. Let this go, please.
You don't get it. I have to go.
Why are you obsessed with this story and this woman?
Because she never saw justice. It's wrong, and I need to right it.
But there are women facing injustice right now. Why don't you just put all this energy into that?
Because I'm just a historian. I'm not an activist or a lawyer or a politician. I can't change the world, and I can't fix all of the horrendous problems happening out there. I can't fix what happened to you or Monique or anything, but I can do something about this. In here, I've got at least a bit of influence, and maybe if I can fix this for her, I'll have helped in some way.
Oh, Kate.
I know it seems crazy, but I can't give up now. I have to do this, even if it does tank my degree, and I can't let Maria just be forgotten when she faced so much injustice.
I'm still not convinced, but I'm not going to try and talk you out of it. Just try to eat some fresh fruit, okay?
Okay, Mum. I'll see you later.
Are you ready, Kate?
Ready to see the back of it, at least?
No negative vibes today. I know your dissertation's driven you half mad.
Thanks.
But this is a celebration. We've finished them. We've made a contribution to academia.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, no one's ever going to read them except our markers.
Stop killing the mood.
Fine.
What did you do in the end? Did you stick to your guns?
No.
Oh. So that's why you're in such a bad mood. You finally accepted the tutor's advice.
Actually, no.
I didn't realise there was a third option.
Okay, so I kind of did accept the advice and widen my focus, but not how Macrides said I should. I took a different angle.
Oh, okay.
I actually realised what I needed to do after you gave me that talking to a few weeks ago.
Well, you hadn't washed your hair in a week and a half.
Hey, I was pulling it off.
You were wearing a hat.
Anyway, I was saying how I needed to do this so that Maria wasn't forgotten. And you were talking about the scale of injustice. And that was when I realised there have probably been dozens of other women with powerful husbands who murdered them and got away with it.
Cheery.
And I was right. There are tons of examples. Emperor Tiberius, Nero, obviously Henry VIII, William Burroughs in the 20th century, all of whom are remembered far more for their accomplishments than the women they killed. And that is just the list of married couples. The number of misogynistic crimes with inadequate outcomes is insane.
Yes, I do remember making this point.
Yeah, okay. But I realised that by taking a comparative approach through history, I could make the case for the relevance of all of these stories, discussing the women who died, condemning the men who killed them, and reframing the narrative.
Ooh, I like it.
So now I can submit something that won't destroy my chances of graduating, but that I'm still proud of.
That's great. Well done, Kate. Maybe you'll actually do that PhD after all.
Maybe, but I might need a rest first. How about you? Any thoughts for grad life?
We've got to get through the final exams first, but maybe... I don't know.
Go on.
Well, after everything that's happened this year, I've been thinking about how to make a real difference too.
And?
I think I might like to go into the charity sector or support work.
Oh, that's amazing, Amber. I think you'd be great at that.
Thanks, mate. Now, come on, let's go and do the obligatory hand-in photo shoot.
And then I can finally say goodbye to Maria Tellus de Meneses.
You have been listening to Dead Medieval Princess, written and directed by Vivi Bayliss, with Lydia Kenny as Kate, Catherine Mclean as Amber, AJ Deane as Professor Castor and the policeman, and Emma Wilkes as Professor Macrides and the newsreader. Produced by Cat on a Piano Productions. For a full list of the music in this production, please see the show notes. The Theatrephonic theme tune was composed by Jackson Pentland. Performed by Jackson Pentland, Mollie Fyfe-Taylor, and Emmeline Braefield. For more information about the Theatrephonic podcast, go to catonapiano.uk/Theatrephonic. Tweet or Instagram us at Theatrephonic, or visit our Facebook page. If you enjoy Theatrephonic and would like to get more content, please consider becoming a patron by going to patreon.com/Theatrephonic. Please don't forget to rate and review. Thank you for listening.